Hi guys, how are you? Uh, Today we'll be taking the last texts in Unit 9. I would like you all to bring your activity books and open page 46. Today we'll be taking we'll be reading a web page article. It's about how to make a good sales pitch. A sales pitch is sales presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to market certain product. Okay, how to make a good presentation to market a certain product. So it's all about marketing and the skills you should have to market a product well. Before we start, as you can see in the text, you have 4 or 5 gaps, 6 gaps actually. We need to fill in the gaps with the sentences above the article. We have 6 sentences, A to G. Actually, we have one extra sentence that we don't need. Before we start reading the article, I'm going to go through the sentences that we should fill in the gaps. Okay, are you all set? Your activity books, please, page 46. Read the following web page and complete it with the missing sentences A to G. There is one sentence you don't need. Sentence A. Will you read it word by word, use notes, or memorize it? B. Do you know when it was developed and where it is produced? C. Instead, look around the room and make eye contact with your audience. D. For example, thank your hosts for allowing you to speak to them and compliment their company. Your host يعني الشخص المستضيفك أو الشركة المستضيفتك. And compliment their company. Compliment to say good stuff about their company. Compliment إنك تمدحها. A. That's why you need to be well prepared. Well prepared here is an adjective. F. Why is your product superior to others and why does it have better value? Since you're marketing a product, you have to be able to convince the audience that your product is superior and it's better than other products. G. What makes your product perfect for them? What makes your product perfect for them? So these are the missing sentences. Okay, let's read the webpage article and try to fill in the blanks with the correct sentence. Whether you're selling a new type of toothpaste to a chain of pharmacies, the latest computer software to a school, or a new kind of package holiday to a travel agency, you need to know how to make a sales pitch. In the title, they're trying to tell us whatever your product is, whether it's a toothpaste, a software, or a package holiday, you should have the ability and the skills to make a good sales pitch. Again, a sales pitch is a sales presentation. The purpose of the sales presentation is to market a certain product. Okay, so we'll be talking today about the skills needed and required to make a good sales pitch to market that product. So, tip number 1, do your research. Don't come away from a sales pitch wishing you had been better prepared. It is essential to know everything about your product. The first missing sentence is B. the first missing sentence is B, which is, do you know when it was developed and where it is produced? Do you know when it was developed and where it is produced? I would like to ask you here, what does the pronoun it refer back to? What does the pronoun it refer back to? It here refers back to your product. It refers back to your product. So the first blank should be filled with sentence B. So again, I'm going to read the missing sentence again. Do you know when it was developed and where it is produced? It refers back to your product. You also need to know who the target market is. Okay, you should know who the target market is. For example, the age group or income of the people who might buy it. I'm going to stop here. For example, I'm selling seniors jacket like the ones you bought at the beginning of the year. Who will be my target market? My target market isn't people who are in KG, neither people who are working in telecommunication company. My target market is high school students, right? So you should know who the target market is, their age group, and their income, the amount of money they make, the amount of money they can pay. Okay, line number 6. Not only that, you should know all about the competition. For example, an Barcode sells the seniors jackets for 50 JDs. The other shops sell it for 40, others sell it for 30. You should know the competition. You should be able to compete with the price, المنافسة. That is similar products on the market. What's the missing sentence here? The second blank is sentence F. Why is your product superior to others and why does it have better value? So blank 2 is sentence F. In addition, you should know exactly which people you are speaking to and what their needs are. For example, if they represent a middle-class department store in a humble neighborhood, be ready to explain why your particular product would suit customers who don't have lots of money. For example, I'm selling a certain product in this middle-class area. I need to be able to meet their needs and take into consideration the amount of money they can pay. Another blank here, blank number 3, the missing sentence is sentence G. What makes your product perfect for them? You should be able to show them that your product is perfect for them. So blank 3 is sentence G. Most of all, you need to believe in what you're selling, and the best way to do that is to use it. So the best way to market a certain product is to use it. I think you have noticed this when you go and shop in a Nike shop or Adidas shop, you would see and notice that all the sales person in the shop are wearing the Adidas or Nike products, right? So you have to be convincing, and the best way to convince your customer is to use the product you are selling. For example, if you're shopping in an iPhone shop, all the sales persons there will be using iPhones. Let's move to the next point. Prepare and practice. Plan your presentation carefully. Guys, the best way of being well prepared is planning. Plan your presentation carefully, not just what you will say, but how you will say it. Okay? Blank for the missing sentence is sentence A. Will you read it word by word? Will you use notes or will you memorize it? It here refers back to your presentation. It in sentence A refers back to your presentation. Whatever you decide, it is always a good idea to have a list of your main points. Always keep your main points in a piece of paper. In case something interrupts you or you simply freeze with nerves, it happens. Sometimes when you're giving a presentation, somebody would interrupt you. حدا بيقطعني. Or you simply freeze with nerves. Sometimes people get really nervous and they wouldn't be able to complete their presentation or finish what they were saying. Freeze with nerves. إنه بتوتر and بطل قادر يكمل. Then practice it, if possible, in front of colleagues. Make changes and practice again. As we always say, guys, practice makes perfect. So try to practice your presentation. Let's have a look at the last step. Number 3, be professional. What does professional mean? Let's see. Keep your presentation short and simple. People wouldn't be interested to listen if your presentation is too long. They would feel bored. So you have to keep your presentation short and simple. Start with some friendly comments. Being friendly will break the ice. We have a blank here, blank 5. The missing sentence is D. For example, this sentence answers the question how to be friendly in a presentation. For example, thank your host for allowing you to speak to them and compliment their company. As I said before, you should thank your host, the company which is receiving you, اللي استقبلوكي، ناس استقبلوكي أو الشركة اللي استقبلوكي, and compliment their company. بدي أمدح شركتهم. It's a good way to be friendly. Remember to speak slowly and clearly. Remember to speak slowly and clearly. It's important to appear confident. It's important to appear confident. Even if you are nervous, you have to keep control of your voice tone, of your body language. Even if you were nervous, you have to appear confident. While you're speaking, don't keep your head down. Don't keep your head down. Let's see what's the missing sentence in blank number 6. The missing sentence here is C. Instead, look around the room and make eye contact with your audience. Eye contact, تواصل البصري. لازم يكون في eye contact with you and your audience. Smile. Smile is, as they say, a language that is an international language, actually. When you have finished speaking, invite questions. If you don't know the answers, don't pretend. This is a very important point. If someone asks you a question about your product and you didn't know the answer, don't pretend to know the answer. ما تعمل حالك بتعرف كل شيء. Instead, you would say, thank the questioner and promise to find out the answer and do it. So if someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, don't pretend to know the answer. ما تعمل حالك بتعرف الجواب. Promise to search for the answer and go and find out the answer. Finally, have a summary of your presentation ready to hand out at the end of the session. People would love to have a hard copy of the presentation. So prepare a summary of the presentation and hand it out to the audience. The last sentence, I wish I had known all this when I started out in business. Good luck. I think these are very useful tips to make a sales pitch and to market a product. So before I move on to the questions, I would like to repeat the missing sentences for the gap. Blank A is B, blank 1 is B, blank 2 is F, blank 3 is G, blank 4 is A, blank 5 is D, blank 6 is C. Let's move on to page 47 and do the vocab practice. Question number 10, page 47 in your activity book. Find the expressions 1 to 5 in the text, then match them with their meanings. The first expression is package holiday. Expression 2, sales pitch. Expression 3 is target market. Expression 4, age group. Expression 5, department store. Okay. Package holiday. The answer for package holiday is E, an organized trip with everything included in the price, travel, accommodation and food. Package holiday اللي هي حزمة رحلة اللي هو the prices of everything, the travel, accommodation, food, everything. Okay, accommodation guys means اللي هي الإقامة, مكان الإقامة. Expression 2, sales pitch. Sales pitch is D. Sales pitch means a presentation made by someone who's trying to sell a product. قلنا sales pitch is a sales presentation. The purpose of the presentation is to market a product. Expression 3 is target market. Target market is A. Target market means people who are identified as possible customers. Target market means the possible customers. Expression 4, age group. Age group is B, a set of people of similar age. Age group, الفئة العمرية. Similar people of the same age group. 5, department store. It means a large shop. It's C. A large shop that sells many different types of things. The best example is Carrefour. It's identified as department store. Okay, I'm going to repeat the answers. Number 1, package holiday. E. 2, sales pitch. D. 3, target market. A. 4, age group. B. 5, department store. C. You will notice, guys, that these words or expressions are not listed in the glossary. And you have to bear in mind that everything mentioned and asked about in the activity book is considered very important. So please learn these expressions by heart. Thank you very much for listening. Now we're done with everything related to Unit 9. Soon, inshallah, we'll start with the comprehension text of Unit 10. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye, guys.